Hello everyone and welcome to this Total War Warhammer 1 information video. The pre-order bonus has been revealed for Total War Warhammer 2, and that is the DLC Norsca, which will be playable either in the combined map or in Total War Warhammer 1. And I'm actually a lot more excited for Norsca than I thought I would be, considering like all the stuff I've seen and all that. I was more like, I'd rather other minor nations, but after seeing the trailer and seeing some of the content they've got planned, I'm actually really hyped for this. I cannot wait to start a Let's Play when it is released, which I'm just back from work. I've not had a chance to look at a lot. I think it's the 10th of next month. Oh, well, I'll confirm that later on. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing the 10th of next month at the end of the trailer. So, as you can wait to the end, of this video to see the unedited trailer in all its glory. I'm going to go through the information on the Steam page and the information in the roster reveal. Just as a quick note though as well, if you are interested in obtaining this Total War Warhammer Norsca DLC for free, and you're not pre-ordering the Total War Warhammer 2 yourself to get it free, you might be interested in my current giveaway ongoing. I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you go onto my main channel, because my giveaway will be becoming with the pre-order bonus. And so yes, it will be a Steam version of the game, which I'll give you through Steam, and so it will come with this DLC. So if you are interested, that giveaway ends on the 28th of this month. Yes, but that's enough of talking about that. We're here to talk about Total War Warhammer Norsca. Right, from the Steam page now. Total War Warhammer Norsca. Conquer the old world, the old world as a marauding tribe of Norsca and Wintertooth. There will be two new legendary lords, Wulfric the Wanderer and Throg. I've heard of Wulfric the Wanderer, I've not heard of Throg. Recruit Norscan lords with deep specialization skill trees, so updated skill trees for the Norscans. Recruit a new hero type with deep specialization skill trees, so a new hero type. Entreat the dark gods for mighty rewards. Ooh, sounds nice. So it sounds like you're going to be devoting yourself to one god in particular. Hunt the mightiest of the old world and tame them to your cause. So yeah, they seem to have their they've got a unique monster hunting sort of mechanic. Massive new roster with unique monsters including War Mammoth and Frostworms. Slow your foes with chilling new Frostbite abilities that your units have, and tear through your enemies with the new Rage and Berserk abilities. Description: in the far north, between the Chaos Wastes and the Sea of Claws, lies Norsca, a barren, inhospitable peninsula in the far north of the Old World. It is home to the ferocious tribes of warriors hardened by the relentless blizzards, the barren icy tundra, and the monstrous denizens of this accursed land. Fanatical servants of the Dark Gods, they will stop at nothing to prove their primal might in a relentless hunt for a worthy foe and fresh raiding grounds. That's a quick description of who the Norscans are. If you've played Total War Warhammer, you pretty much know who they are. They're the annoying mini-chaos. At the moment, they're basically just mini-chaos, the sort of chaos underling factions up the top in the north. But this is going to flesh them out, make them a full-fledged faction in their own right, this DLC is anyway. A Norscan campaign is one of relentless pillage and ruination. The principal source of income are raiding and sacking. This lends itself to a very mobile and combative playstyle, always keeping your armies on the move and often in contention with other factions. Raising settlements enables you to erect monoliths to the dark gods of Norsca, and the gods always reward their faithful. In battle, Norscan armies are swift and vicious, featuring a backbone of increasingly fierce and more heavily armed Marauder infantry units. With the right buildings in place, they can also recruit a wide array of monstrous units such as Trolls, Fimmer Warriors, Norscan Ice Wolves and Skin Wolves. At the top of the tree are the mighty Frostworms, and the colossal War Mammoth. Unique Norsca mechanics. Allegiance to the gods. When conquering a settlement, Norscan factions have unique post-battle options. Alongside occupying and looting, they may also raise a settlement and erect a monolith to one of the 4 dark gods, who they personify as the eagle, the crow, the serpent, and the hound. The more monoliths that are erected, the more favour the gods bestow. Rewards are granted in the form of increasingly powerful campaign and battle bonuses, and in certain cases, unique units and characters. So, if you go down Korn's tree, you'll probably get like unique berserkers or something like that. If you go down Nurgle's tree, you'll probably get some durable unique units and that sort of thing. Victory conditions. By pledging your allegiance to a god fully and securing its final greatest reward, you trigger the road to a campaign victory. The gods are jealous, and the 3 you have spurned will not take kindly. They will dispatch their most powerful champions to challenge your supremacy, activating a series of quests which culminate in an epic endgame experience. So it sounds like they've got a pretty unique endgame mechanic, sort of like similar to the Bretonnian, but quite different at the same time. Monster hunting. When the monster hunter skill is unlocked in the tech tree, a Norsca faction gains access to the monstrous Arcanium. This ancient tome lists the mightiest beasts and monsters to roam the world. The player may then choose to initiate hunts, embarking on multi-stage quests which culminate in battles against these legendary creatures. Once defeated, they may bestow legendary trophies which a player may equip his characters with. In certain cases, the monsters themselves may be brought to heel and recruited for use in battle. So basically, to me, this sounds like it's their version of their quests for unique items, where instead of like you going after Galmaraz, you're going after this unique troll head. And it's actually quite interesting because we're going to be then fighting against these monsters in battle. We're going to be seeing sort of unaligned monsters in the battlefield, which is something quite interesting because that opens the road for in future installments for there to be, say, like as a hazardous area on the map where there might be some wild wolves that will attack your army that are not aligned to either side, and I think that's quite interesting. It bodes for the future something interesting that might be a nice map mechanic. But yeah, it also sounds like that's probably how they're going to get their mounts. You might be able to get mammoths this way, you might be able to get anything really this way. Right. Frostbite. A number of frost-imbued units appear in the roster, such as the Norscan Ice Whales and Norscan Ice Trolls, with a passive ability called Frostbite. This new effect significantly slows units engaged in melee, making it considerably easier to run down routers or those attempting to maneuver. Similarly, the mighty Frostworm has a chilling aura ability, a constant effect slowing the movement of nearby enemy units. So it sounds like it's got a similar ability to the Frostheart of the second game. So it's a new mechanic in there for these units. Dominate, another new mechanic for the Norscans. Confederate the Norscan tribes by defeating their faction leader in battle. Such a show of supremacy will make them much more amenable to accepting your rule. So you don't need to conquer their last city and say you're now my vassal. If you have like a big battle against this rival Norscan tribe, you defeat their leader, send him running with his tail between his legs. They're likely to vassal under you at that stage and point in the time saying, yeah, you're right, you win. So that's a nice mechanic. I really like the sound of that because a lot of the time it would make sense for, in that position, a faction would do that. And it's nice to see that that's going to be a thing, and again, it bodes well for the future. Outposts. Marauders can establish A Marauder outpost can be established in conquered coastal settlements outside of Norsca, so it's a bit like the Wood Elves. They can colonize coastal areas and make outposts. These provide basic recruitment options and are handy replenishment stops to your marauding armies, but securing major faction capitals outside of Norsca, such as Altdorf and Castle Drakenhof and so on, allow you to build fully developed Norscan settlements. Ownership of these cities also enables you to plunder the secrets of the original owners, unlocking new technologies to research. Now this sounds very cool. I really love the sound of this. I don't know how much technology you're going to be able to steal, but to me this sounds a bit like, say when you conquer Altdorf, you're going to be able to research handguns kind of thing. I doubt it's that much, but when you conquer the Bretonnian Campo, Coroni? I can't remember how you pronounce it or how it's spelled at the moment. Coron? Something like that. But when you conquer the Bretonnian capital, you're probably going to get access to some form of cavalry and some new cavalry techs. Dwarfs might bring you some siege equipment. So it's really, I really like the sound of this, and it's sort of like assimilating their technology that you can salvage into your faction, which is really nice. A really new mechanic, and again, bodes well for the future, because if you could do this sort of thing in a Total War, I'd really love to see that in historical Total Wars, because that's always something that I've missed a wee bit in historical Total Wars. Because we get the historically accurate factions, but then we change history. And it's always been a wee bit, to me, because we're changing history. Wouldn't that have changed how their armies developed? And it would have changed this, and it would have changed that. And it's, yeah, I understand that that's almost impossible to implement in-game, because we're getting a historically accurate pinpoint in time and then getting the sandbox experience. But this feels like a step in the right direction to me for that sort of thing. Right, new legendary lords. A Norsca campaign may be led by one of the two legendary lords. Wulfik the Wanderer, leader of the Norsca faction, or Frog, king of the trolls and leader of the Wintertooth faction. Right, I thought Frog was a troll. Someone was telling me he was a troll, but that's quite interesting. Sounded like a troll name, so it was a safe bet anyway. Each begins play in different starting position and will bring their own unique suite of campaign and battle bonuses. Wulfik the Wanderer is a relentless executioner. He roams the land of the sea in an awe-inspiring figure draped with the skulls of his conquest. He has slain mighty dragons and kings, highborn lords and beasts of legend. None may refuse the challenge he delivers, and in their own tongue, no less. Wulfik is a powerful reader and a duelist with unique skills, quest chains and legendary items. He has the Siege Attacker Tribute, enabling him to ignore the requirement for siege engines or siege weapons before attacking a walled settlement. All mammoth units in his army gain bonus melee attack, and all marauder units enjoy reduced upkeep, while every unit in his retinue causes fear. Wulfik also has the personal combat ability called Sea Fang, named after his fabled ship, a powerful and far-reached wind attack. Carefully placed, it can stagger and slay numerous foes in battle. His Hunter of Champion skill enables him to pin enemy characters in place whilst he fights them. So he sounds like a powerful melee lord. Bonuses to mammoths and basic marauders. So he sounds like a good all-round, your basic go-to sort of character. Melee beast, boosts his army, nice stuff. Frog. Trolls are widely known not just for their physical power, but also their striking lack of intelligence. And that sets Frog apart from the rest of his kind, for he is gifted with a rare intelligence for his grotesque kind. Behind his snaggle-toothed visage lies a ruthless cunning that Frog employs to bring the bitter chill of the north to the lands of man. Frog is a powerful leader and melee fighter with unique skills, quest chains, and legendary items. As the King of the Trolls, Frog brings reduced upkeep to Trolls and Ice Troll units, and units in Frog's army are immune to all forms of attrition. He also grants physical resistance buff to all Trolls and Ice Troll units faction-wide. If Frog captures the settlement of Erengrad in Troll Country, he may build a unique building there, the Cave of the Rocky Throne, which grants buffs to Troll units faction-wide. Frog also has a unique trollish magic missile attack called Capious Vomit. I.e., when you're playing as Frog, you want Trolls, some more Trolls, some Ice Trolls, and Trolls. Oh aye, and you can't forget to bring the Trolls. And your legendary lord is a troll. So yeah, if you like trolls, I know who you're going to be playing as. The new lord type, Marauder Chieftain. Leaders of the Norscan armies, Marauder Chieftains boost unique sequences of personal specializations in their skill trees, enabling them to truly excel in certain aspects of battle, and culminating in powerful active and passive abilities which transform their effectiveness in battle. Each one of these specialization paths is aligned with one of the 4 Norscan gods, i.e. you go down a certain way, you can go make your Norscan Lord Chaos or Nurgle or whatever you want, which is what a lot of people have wanted for Chaos for a long time. They've been asking for a Chaos sort of gods to be more influential instead of just little things you click on in a pop-up. Chieftains can also unlock a series of mounts, culminating in the Mighty War Mammoth, so they get lots of new unique mounts. New heroes, the Skin Wolf Werekin. These hulking beasts are far superior to the Skin Wolf kin in every way, as well as being powerful anti-large focused warriors. They also have 2 unique mutually exclusive paths which grant them strong offensive or defensive combat support buffs to nearby enemy units. So it sounds like he's going to have a similar role to the Minotaur hero. He is good at buffing defense or offense, one or the other. Shaman Sorcerer, lure of death, metal or fire. The Sorcerer of Norsca may be recruited to specialise in the lures of metal, fire or death. However, once a Norscan, always a Norscan, there are no weakling mages. They gain melee attack improvements and may be mounted on chariots. So these are sort of melee mage hybrids. Filmer Balefiend, the lure of shadows and fire. Filmer Balefiend may be adept magic user, but the impressive stature and muscle structure also make them powerful fighters. These dual role heroes work best in the thick of battle, casting spells and supporting their troops with combat abilities. Filmer may also have magic attacks and sunder armor. So they sound like they're even more melee focused hybrid heroes. Right, oh, and the unit roster's here, so I don't need to go into the other page talking about the unit roster. So the last thing now is just the basic unit roster. We've got the Marauder Chieftain, obviously melee focused, heroes, Skin Wolf Werekin, melee combat support, Shaman, Sorcerer, lures of death, metal and fire, Falmer Balefiend, dual role, lures of shadow, fire. Infantry, we get Marauders with we get basic Marauders. We have the Rage and Hide and Forest skills. We get Marauder Spearmen, which have the Rage, Charge Defense, V's Large, and Hide and Forest skills. Marauders Great Weapons. Okay, I'm going to stop saying the skills because they're pretty self-explanatory. Then we get Marauders Berserkers. That's a new one, which get the new Berserk skill, and they're frenzied and immune to psychology. We get Marauder Champions, which have heavy armor. And we get the Marauder Champions with great weapons. Missile Infantry, we get Marauder Hunters with javelins and Marauder Hunters with thrown axes. So it sounds like unmounted... Oh, what are they? Those pains that the Marauders love to use. Marauder Horsemen? That's it. Yeah. I could have just said mounted Marauders and it'd probably have made the same amount of sense. Yeah, basically unmounted them. Cavalry and Chariots. Ugh, not Chariots. Marauder Chariots and Marauder Ice Wolf Chariot. God, at least they're... Okay, some Marauder Chariots to spam them at the moment. Missile Cavalry and Chariots. We get Marauder Horsemen, which we had before, Marauder Horsemen Thrown Axes, which we had before, Marauder Horse Masters, which we have got already. Monsters and Beast. Norscan Warhounds, basically same as our Chaos Warhounds. Norscan Ice Wolves, which is basically our Poison Chaos Wolves, except it's now Frozen Chaos Wolves, which is going to do the Frostbite thing instead of Poison, so that's nice. Norscan Trolls, basically Trolls. Norscan Ice Trolls, basically Trolls with Frostbite. Feral Manticores, we've already got them. Skin Wolves. Now, what are these like? They're just basically Chaos Wolves with Frenzy and Anti-Large. Then we've got Skin Wolves Armoured. So we've got Armoured Skin Wolves. Then we've got Fimmer Warriors. I have no idea what they are. And then we've got Fimmer Warriors with Great Weapons. Rare Mounts and Beasts. So we get a Norscan Giant. Basically a Giant with new model. Feral Mammoths. Frost Worms. Basically Frost Dragons. War Mammoth Siege Attacker. And War Mammoth War Shrine. Ooh, it'll be interesting to see those units. The Siege Attacker. Cause Fear, Cause Terror, Anti-Large Javelins. Oh wow, so it's got Anti-Large Javelins. So I'm guessing they're sort of like the War Mammoth for the Ogre Kingdoms that have got that sort of small ballista on the back that the guy fires. It's got several of them, is what I would imagine. Anti-Large Javelins. And then obviously the War Mammoth with War Shrine. What does it do? It causes terror, favour of the ruinous powers, and giver of glory. I wonder what those skills do. I haven't heard of them before. Whoa. That's a lot of information and a lot to take in. But that's us finally got through to the end of it. So if you've managed to survive all the way to the end of it, I hope you have enjoyed it. And here's the trailer. Bye-bye.
We seek the monsters that you fear the most. We chase the nightmares that haunt your cowardly dreams. The deadlier the prey, the more we exult in the hunt, the more we honor our gods. This harsh land breeds the savage, and we